You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Now your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa.
So, good morning, Corpus Christi. You're listening to Retro Radio. I'm Dr. Natalie Chapa, and in the studio with me is the infamous Mike Bratton.
Good morning, Dr. Natalie.
Good morning, Mike B. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to rock and roll.
We've got some really great guests on the show today.
Big time.
So you have been working nonstop on just bringing in some phenomenal guests to the show. So shout out to Mike B for doing that. Would you like to introduce our guests today?
Sure. We have our guest of honor is Miss Brittany Cantu. Brittany is a Del Mar College student, and she is a recipient of the Freedom to Dream Tuition Waiver program.
Awesome.
And she came to Del Mar College without the heavy load of tuition. And she is absolutely killing it at Del Mar College. I know Brittany is working, and I believe she's also a working mom. Is that right, Brittany?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the show. And we have the esteemed Gracie Martinez.
Woo!
She is our you are the dean, Gracie. Fill in the rest of your title.
Dean of Outreach and Enrollment Services.
Dean of Outreach and Enrollment Services. And Gracie is kind of like the master of all things Freedom to Dream Tuition Waiver program.
She's not only the master of the program, which Del Mar College has just been killing it. I want to talk about that with Brittany and Freedom to Dream. But you also came up with a phenomenal jingle.
You're going to make me do that, are you?
Whenever you're ready.
Oh,
Gracie
gosh.
is a phenomenal singer. And we like to have fun around here. Well,
Yes, we do.
We like to have fun.
Okay, so let me see. I got to get my freedom to dream.
All right, okay.
That was perfect.
Lord have mercy. And that's going to come out live on the radio.
That's right. No going back now.
So now the
going
music
back.
majors are going to cringe at that. Okay, all right.
I cannot wait for Jeff
Oh,
Olson
Lord.
to hear that
Lord
on
have
the
mercy.
radio.
I can't believe I just did that.
Well,
That's
for our
okay.
Coastal Bend residents, Brittany, talk a little bit about what you're doing here at Del Mar College as a student, what you're majoring in, and kind of what you're interested in. What's your background?
Perfect. So I started Freedom to Dream. I was majoring in chemistry with the hopes to go into cosmetic chemistry, so development of products, makeup products, skincare products, things like that. As I've kind of progressed along on my journey and taking classes along the way, I have come to find my love for biology, and more specifically learning about cancers and the different takes that doctors have on possible treatments and cures and things like that. So I've recently switched my major to biology to hopefully go into cancer research in the future.
Okay, everything you just said is amazing work in general, and I think it's under an umbrella, again, of women and health in the sciences. So you first mentioned your Freedom to Dream student, so we'll talk about that with Dean Martinez here in a minute, because it's a phenomenal program for our listeners out there, a tuition waiver program here at the college that Brittany, I know you're taking advantage of. But you decided to go into biology to study cosmetics, not how to apply cosmetics and makeup, but how to make it. What got you interested in that?
Personally, to my family, I mean, breast cancer, cervical cancer runs in my family too. So it just kind of, I think, marked my interest a lot more.
But you're in the right major. So biology has opened the door for a different type of future. Mm-hmm. So your interests, you start out with biology, which is great because it can lead you to, I could create makeup, I can create a new path. But now biology can open the door for medicine.
Yes.
It can open the door for many different things, research. So, it's the foundation to a lot of other things. So that's exciting, So I see, I just got chills right
I
now.
got chills too.
Yeah.
And Brittany, I can see how the two intertwine
Mm-hmm.
with cancer research, however, with the makeup industry, because I tend to be a bit of a hippie. I used to drive a hybrid. I no longer do because I couldn't afford the newest version. And I had a baby at home on purpose. People always ask me, on purpose? Yes, no, it was planned. Yeah. Carmen Olivia was born on Cole Street with a midwife. But all that to say is I started thinking about, so when I would put makeup on my face,
Mm-hmm.
and I would think, God, what am I putting on every day? And I think of women, there's so much research that hasn't been done. We're finding out on women in general.
Mm-hmm.
Most research has been done on men. And so I could see how both of your ideas could possibly also intersect in the future.
I've had about 7 years experience of working in medical spas, and so learning about the skins, the different skin types, and what you have your hyaluronic acids. You have so much things that go into it. That is what made me want to first major in chemistry.
So there's a lot of products out there. And so in Gracie, I talk a lot about my 14-year-old daughter, right? Carmen Olivia. It's interesting having a girl, but by the time she was maybe 9, right? Sephora and Ulta became a main staple, of places to go. So there's a lot of products out there already, right? But what was it that you were like, man, I think we should try I'd like to try something with this industry?
I think just mainly putting forward skin health and knowing that you don't have to. I mean, there's a lot of products that carry a lot of ingredients in it that aren't necessarily healthy for your skin. So I think going into the lab and trying to develop something that might work a little bit more better, and that kind of ties into like cancer research too, because you have skin cancer. And so developing products that are not just gonna make you feel good, but also work for your health too, was a big inspiration for me to go into that field.
That's inspiring to me, and that makes me feel better because Gracie, we were talking, right? It's like, what are we putting on our faces?
Exactly. I mean, the more mature,
The more seasoned skin, the more mature skin.
Exactly. But you know what? You made a valid point. Our young women are, applying makeup early. And so, we start putting on things at an earlier age. And so, we need to take care of our skin as we begin our time. And so as we age, we start putting on more creams, more foundation, more concealers. And
we start using more of those
Yeah.
products, like you mentioned, hyaluronic acid.
Yes.
Because of my daughter and Instagram. I know what that is, and so I use it.
And you see those advertisements come up and, oh, let me buy this, let me buy this, let me buy this. And so it's going to help. And so is it really? That's
And it's
the
hard
question.
to know. Like Brittany, you mentioned the different, there's a lot of ingredients in there that we might not necessarily need.
Yes.
So I love that that's where you were heading with this. But now you're talking about cancer research. Where was the switch? How did that happen?
When I was in my physical health class with my professor, Professor Garcia, we touched on one of the modules, a topic on cancers and how they develop and how the body reacts to them. And I think from taking that class and then just kind of relating it to my family's history. I mean, my family has a history of cervical cancer and breast cancer. I think that just kind of inspired me to maybe touch more into the oncology side of things. And really, look into that because, recently there's even been studies on pancreatic cancer, and there was a big major breakthrough with treatments with that. And I think it's just very fascinating how far cancer research has come, and then as well as where it even has yet to lead to. And so to be a part of that is very really makes me want to really dive into that and hopefully be able to find different researches in the future.
I got to tell you, this is, and I've worked with Dean Martinez, with Gracie here, and Mike B here for a long time. I think this is exactly the reason we get up and come to work in the morning.
That's right. And I mentioned to Brittany that changing your focus and changing your major at Del Mar College is totally okay. I was the king of changing majors when I was a student here. And that's why we're here. If you change your pathway, that is totally cool. Right, Gracie?
Exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's about career exploration. I think Freedom to Dream has given students the opportunity to meet their dream. Look at you. I mean, I'm just so proud of you because and I'm proud of a lot of students because this Freedom to Dream has really given them the opportunity to obtain an opportunity that they weren't able to achieve. You know, I'm sure this has changed the life of your family. And so I know you have children. And so this is really going to show an inspiration for them because they're going to want to be like their mom, you know, so it's really exciting. And I just can't wait to see what's going to, you know, you walking across the stage and then moving on to the university and then,
Changing the
you're going to
world.
changing the
Yes.
world. I'm excited.
It's
So,
exciting.
yeah.
You've got us all excited now.
I know.
We're like, we're behind you 100%.
Exactly.
So, Gracie mentioned that you have kiddos. Yes. How many kiddos do you have?
I have 3 kids.
You have 3 kiddos? Okay. And
Yes.
how old are they and what are their names?
They are my son. He's my oldest. His name's Ethan. He's 11. And then I have 2 daughters by the age of 6 and 5, and they're Kalani and Kalia.
Wow. Okay. And so you represent a large majority of our students here.
Mhm.
You know, mom who's working, attending school. And the reason Freedom to Dream is so excited, and Gracie, I want to start talking about Freedom to Dream here in a little bit, is because it allows you to come full time as a student and focus on getting your education while getting a tuition waiver. And so,
And taking those all important online classes too.
absolutely, and taking the online classes. So, Gracie, talk to our audience a little bit. We're always talking about Freedom to Dream. Can you believe we're 15 months into Freedom to Dream?
Wow. Already?
That the testament to having an innovative president at the college who gave faculty and staff a challenge and said, I've had this idea. It's going to be great for our students, great for our community. Let's get it done.
Yeah. And we got it done.
And we got it done.
We did.
So for our audience out there, what is Freedom to Dream for a student?
So Freedom to Dream is a tuition waiver program where for those students that live in district, we are waiving tuition and fees. So it allows students to come to Del Mar and attend full-time.
So full-time for out there, so 4 classes.
4 classes, yes. And so we have some students that are attending, maybe taking 5 classes. There are students that are in maybe fire academy that are taking more hours because it requires them
Because
to
of
attend.
their degree requirement, sure. Okay.
But it's a great opportunity for them to attend where their tuition and fees are waived. There are those that qualify for financial aid. Those funds are going to them. So they're using that towards their living expenses. They're paying for their books and supplies, but they're using those funds to keep themselves so that they can stay in class.
So let's break that down a little bit. So when we say tuition waived, so if you come full-time as a student and you have to pay full tuition and fees for, let's say, fall. Let's say you're going to register for fall classes in 2026. How much is that going to cost you?
It's close to about $1,700.
$1,700. So that means for our students, if you come in full-time, right, sign a contract like Brittany has, and maintain a 2.0 GPA, you do not have to pay the $1,700.
Right. You just have to
Yes.
pay your books.
Yes.
That's it.
And then any financial aid that you have received, whether it's a Pell Grant or any type of other grant, you can have directly for your housing, your
food,
food,
transportation.
Brittany, what has that done for you and your family?
It has really helped, and the freedom to dream has definitely inspired me to keep going, and to just kind of get it done. I mean, one thing that I would always say is, well, time. Time waits for nobody.
Right.
It
does not.
It doesn't.
And
Amen.
I would keep saying, one day I'll go back, one day, and until I finally I found the freedom to dream, and it took a big load off of my shoulders of having to pay that tuition. And it's just inspired me to keep going and to get it done, and not just the freedom to dream itself, but also all of the staff here has helped me, and all of the resources that Del Mar offers. And I'm taking summer classes right now, and I'm just really trying to get it out the way and really, really get done. But it's really, really inspired me and helped me so much to pursue my dreams of biology. And so I really cannot thank it enough.
Well, you just mentioned our staff and the resources. So when we talk about freedom to dream, it's not just about the tuition waiver, right, Mike?
That's right.
There's so much more that Brittany's alluding to of our services
That's
here on
right.
campus.
Yeah. Brittany has mentioned to me several times about the advising assistance she received from various folks. And advisors are people who help guide you into the right classes, the right programs that fit what you want to do. And Brittany's told me many times her advisors have made a lot of difference to her, and they listen. And besides advisors, there's so many support services available at Del Mar. We have success coaches. We have career assistants. We have a food pantry. We have a counseling center.
Right, not just advising, counseling, mental health counseling with licensed counselors.
Yes,
Phenomenal. Yes, phenomenal. Those are such great resources. We'll be right back.
This is where you want to be, to dream, to grow, to graduate and succeed. This is Oso Creek Campus at Del Mar College, home to core classes and signature programs with cutting-edge labs and state-of-the-art facilities. This is a place of innovation, transformation, and support. This is your time, your future. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where adults and high school students alike may qualify for the Freedom to Dream Tuition Waiver program. The application deadline has been extended to June 30th. Learn more about the program at delmar.edu/freedom.
Todo comienza aquí, donde los sueños se vuelven realidad y tu futuro se aclara. Este es el Campus Heritage de Del Mar College. Aquí cursas asignaturas fundamentales en artes, ciencias y negocios, con instalaciones actualizadas y profesores que ofrecen una educación de calidad que te inspira para toda la vida. Es un lugar de creatividad, donde todo es posible y el éxito está al alcance. Aquí puedes destacar y crecer. Aquí es donde perteneces. Aprende más en dmcdreams.com.
For our folks listening out there, you're listening to Retro Radio, and we've got Dean Gracie Martinez here from Del Mar College joining us. And then we also have a student, Miss Brittany Cantu, who is also taking part in the Freedom to Dream program, and we're catching up with Brittany on that. And so let's talk about those resources. Mike just listed off, all the different areas of the college that are here to support you as a student. Who have you been able to get help with? We love shout outs. So if you have a faculty member, a staff member, give him a shout out. Now's the time.
Dr. Ryan Caesar, he is my advisor, and I see him multiple times in a semester just to kind of touch base and make sure my classes are on the right track. And I'm also as well on the right track with my grades and everything. And he's just helped me a lot. Also, the Stone Writing Center has been very helpful when it comes to my English classes and the
Shout
math.
out to Stone Writing
Yes.
Center.
Absolutely.
They are, and even, I mean, again, I do work, so being able to just submit my essays online to them, and then they usually get back to me within the next day or two. It helps a lot without having to necessarily come into the campus to submit a writing. The Math Learning Center right now, I'm in college algebra, and I'm doing a couple classes,
That's hard
foundations
stuff.
of algebra, and that's also really helped me in the labs and the workshops. So I feel like there is whatever you are needing help with, as long as you reach out, there is something that Del Mar offers here that is going to help you achieve and succeed and where you want to be.
And I think that's important for all students to know and understand. So I thank you for sharing that information with everyone on the radio.
It is. It's hard. I was a psychology major in undergrad, and I will admit that math has never been my best subject. And so it is kind of hard sometimes. It's embarrassing sometimes when you're going through class and you're a little bit lost, and you know that there's help out there, but sometimes it's hard to just take that first step and make the appointment. But I tell students that's why we're here. That's why that's why the tutoring center is here
Mhm.
for you as a student.
I only passed algebra because of a tutor
Oh,
here
I
at
did
Del
too.
Mar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I went to the tutoring center every day when I was taking my class here at the college.
And here I am learning something new. Shout out to Stone Writing Center. I didn't realize that you could just submit online and have them work with you. Of course, because that's kind of a lot of the new ways to do things. I didn't know that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's online, right?
Yeah.
Almost. If I can, Dr. Natalie, I'd like to ask Brittany, take us back to before you came to Del Mar College. Did you see college as a possibility prior to learning about Freedom to Dream? What was your situation, and what was it that brought you to us?
So before Freedom to Dream, I did always see myself coming back to college, but of course, with 3 kids, it kind of made it a little bit more challenging, especially when I was trying to constantly put their needs first. Now that they're a little bit older and I found Freedom to Dream, I said, well, if not now, then when, essentially, will I finally go back to pursue my dreams and get started on that. And so before Freedom to Dream, I was kind of pushing it off just a lot of the time. But in being the Freedom to Dream now, it has helped me to stay on track. And it has also helped me to just kind of excel in my classes. And it's created a path for me too, I feel, that helps me see the future from now too.
So it was kind of a leap for you
Mhm. A
to
big
come back
one.
to college, right?
Yes, a
And
big
what would
leap.
you say to other people who are just like, it's just too much of a leap for me? What would you say?
If not now, then when? I mean, it's like I said, time just keeps passing. And I am grateful for the Freedom to Dream because now I'm able to also set that example for my kids. And I mean, they see me constantly on my computer when I'm always doing my work, and it encourages them to also kind of, if mom can do it, make her A's while she works, takes care of the household, then I can do it as well. And
So it's changed the household.
yes, it has definitely influenced, and I felt like me too. I instilled education, but I'm like, it really counts. Your education really makes a difference. And even if it's something that you feel like it's not like it's maybe not something you want to do, like it really does count to have that in the future.
It
That's
does.
great.
And to have a person in the home
Mm-hmm.
who's got this grit, because what you're describing is not easy.
No.
No.
For people out there, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But you have what we call the ganas
Mm-hmm.
to do it. And I think if you have the grit and the ganas to do it, you step on Del Mar College's campus, and we're going to do whatever we can to support you. You know, you've already mentioned faculty, staff, the different tutoring centers. And so that's something that we are always working on to get better. And so I appreciate that. Brittany, is there anything else you wanna say to our audience out there?
Just that it is possible if you have the drive. I'm also a first gen student, so both of my parents did not go to college. My mom didn't even make it past middle school, and so as a first gen student, it really is possible. And no matter where you come from or what your past is, you definitely can do it if you just if you work hard, of course, and if you have the drive, you can do it.
Mhm.
So. Mhm.
We talk a lot about mentors in higher education, but role model is to me when I see you and I hear you, you're such a great role model, not only for in your house with your kids, you know, but for our community. And so I'm so glad that you've come on the show today to talk to us because you are the reason. Again, this fills our cup.
That's right.
It does.
You know?
Yeah.
I was in your shoes, and you
Yeah.
believe me, you can do this. You got
So,
this.
one thing I do want to share with everyone listening is that, this year it's a little different. So, we have undergraduate programs, but we also have continuing education programs. So we have some short-term licensure or continuing education programs. So if somebody wants something short, we have some great opportunities for individuals.
So like
So
a
let's not
short-term
forget-
program could be a couple months.
Yes. So
You
we
know?
have through continuing education
a
that
certificate.
a certificate,
Mhm.
CNA. So we do have some millwright. So we have some in programs that we do have available. So we do have opportunities. So please fill out the request for more information. We will help them, connect them to those departments so that we can get some leads. So
And I'd like to add that the programs that Gracie's talking about are designed to get you employable and
Yes.
marketable fast. Keyword fast.
yes,
That's the great thing about Del Mar College is that you have both options.
yes,
If you feel like you need to get in here, you need to take some coursework, you need to get a certificate, you can go through what we call the continuing education route, which puts you straight into the workforce pipeline so that you can get a job, but then you can always come back and continue that work. Versus when we've been talking about Brittany is on the credit side, right? So if you want that associate's degree, if you want to transfer to university, to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Texas A&M University Kingsville, or any other university, we can also help you on the credit side to make that dream a reality.
exactly.
So, Brittany, if you want to go to UT Health, you can do that.
You can do that straight from Del Mar College. And so for our audience out there listening, thank you so much for spending the morning with us. Mike B, you got any last minute
I have
tidbits?
I have an intellectual question to ask
Okay.
for Brittany.
Nerd alert.
If I'm buying like a gift card for a lady from a makeup place, what's the best place to get a gift card from?
I love Sephora. So Sephora, I would say, is a good place. There's also Ulta, but either or.
And one of these days we might be seeing Brittany Cantu's
Cosmetics.com.
products.
I know.
Yes.
I was going to say that.
on the shelves. I think that would be one little goal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good question, Mike B.
Thanks.
You thinking about anybody in particular?
Always.
There should be two people.
All
you
right,
should be thinking
Uncle
about.
Ben. Well,
Just
thanks
throwing
for
it out there.
tuning in with us today. You're listening to Retro Radio, and we are here from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Have a great rest of your morning.
This show is a production of Del Mar College. Follow us on Spotify at Viking Radio.